Hey guys, today I want to do something a little different than usual. Now typically whenever I talk about my own content it's just to give you updates and all that, but I've never looked back at my series ever, and I thought this would be a great idea to just look back and talk about what the ideas and behind the scenes stuff was like while making content. Now anyone who knows the channel might ask, why Stupid Sonic first and not something like Sonic.exe? Or if you want to go even further back, the Mystical Ring. Well, with the upcoming episode of Stupid Sonic Adventure Part 5, I feel like it would be great to look back at Stupid Sonic and see the journey it took to get here. So, let us head back to the very beginning. On October 26, 2018, I released the first episode of Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog. The idea behind this one is that Sonic had a formula to its game where it's just play level, fight robot, cutscene, Sonic's friends show up, go to Eggman's base, defeat Eggman, maybe turn Super Sonic, win, the end. And that's what I try to do with this video. It's a glorified Sonic the Hedgehog in a nutshell. The video starts off with Sonic running across Green Hill, followed by him falling down a hill, only to remember that he doesn't take fall damage. Tails suddenly shows up and just literally sums up the plot of this episode. So, being blessed with this knowledge, Sonic proceeds to do the events Tails just explained, but not without rolling around at the speed of sound. He finds the Death Egg up in the sky, and after Eggman gives his mediocre speech, he drops off Metal Sonic to fight Sonic. Metal Sonic, already knowing his fate is sealed, instantly gives up and lets Sonic easily destroy him. After that, Sonic reaches the Death Egg. Seeing that Eggman has the Death Egg robot ready, he lets Eggman hop in and tries to fight him without the use of Super Sonic, but fails miserably. One transformation later, and not only does he destroy the Death Egg robot, but the entirety of the Death Egg. You know what? As dated as some of the jokes are here, it's not a bad pilot if we want to call it that. The only thing I personally cringe at is my voice, but aside from that, I can enjoy the episode for what it is. On to Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog 2, released on October 27, 2018, literally a day after the last episode. Man, if only it was that easy nowadays. Now, it was at this time where I wanted to do the games in a nutshell, but still keep the stupid tag on it. The stupid part of the title is actually inspired by SMG4's Stupid Mario game series, where he takes a Mario game and gives it the SMG4 touch, I guess we could call it. Meanwhile, I'm over here with Sonic giving him my sheep touch, I guess? Anyways, the episode starts off with Sonic falling back to Earth after blowing up the Death Egg. He tries to relax but is quickly interrupted by Tails once again telling him that Eggman is back and is collecting the Chaos Emeralds. After slamming his face on the ground, Sonic springs into action, finding Eggman inspecting a Chaos Emerald. After a friendly conversation with Sonic, he grabs the emerald and flees. Tails joins the fray and eventually runs into the Death Egg once again. Just like last time, Eggman talks to Sonic, but this time says that he's built too many robots, so he's just gonna dump another Metal Sonic to him. Metal Sonic, upon hearing this, wants to work with Sonic and Tails to get revenge on Eggman for tossing him like scrap metal. Sonic completely ignores him and demolishes Metal Sonic. While all that was happening, Tails got the tornado ready to fly to the Death Egg. Don't ask me how that works. They arrive and encounter another Death Egg robot. Sonic and Tails work together and destroy it along with the Death Egg once again. Well, it wasn't a bad episode. We got a few new jokes here, and overall I got a laugh or two out of it. I'd like to think the episode aged well. Now then, before we get to Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, I want to go over Stupid Sonic CD, which was the 1-year anniversary video for the series, and I already know I'm gonna bash it. We start off with Sonic sitting on a lawn chair and Tails sunbathing using the tornado. Sonic complains that nothing has been happening since the events of Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and that he's become bored because of it. Tails brings up the fact that Little Planet is about to show up today, and after hearing this, Sonic decides that they're going. Tails brings up that he's got a plane convention to go to, so he can't go. After Sonic tells him to go have fun, he starts booking it to Little Planet. Now, here comes my first problem with this video. I literally just took Diamond Bolt's video on misheard Sonic lyrics of the opening animation of Sonic CD because I thought it was funny. If I could go back and remake this, I think I'd try to poorly remake the opening, but this is what we got in the end. We see Sonic encounter Eggman in a green screen palm tree panic, and the dialogue here is mediocre, and all that happens is that Eggman taunts Sonic, telling him what his plan is, then flying away. Sonic proceeds to just spaz around on screen for about 35 seconds before we see the end credits cutscene of Sonic racing Metal Sonic. Oh boy, I hate this a lot. This just screams lazy, and I think it's just that I had no idea what to do for a 1-year special, and this is all I could come up with at the time. After all that, we reach the final boss. Eggman breaks the fourth wall a bit, tries to attack Sonic, only for him to jump and kick him once. Cue explosion and the ending cutscene of Sonic CD with a kaboom sound effect when Little Planet blows up, and a slow down oof when Sonic tosses that Eggman, because why not? Funny oof sound effect. Oh my god, I hate this episode. Roll credits and oh my god, the only good part was the beginning, because I think that was the only thing that was decently set up and thought out. Everything else was rushed and it's obvious. I want to do this episode justice someday, but as for now, this is the episode we got. So overall, I hate this episode. It was a bad way to celebrate the series' 1-year anniversary. One day I'll do it justice, but today is not that day. And now, let's finally reach the end of the Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog saga with Stupid Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. We start off with the Death Egg exploding and falling down back to Earth. Following that up, we see Sonic falling and failing to land on the tornado, which got a laugh out of me, not gonna lie. After some technical difficulties, Sonic is back on the tornado and asks Tails where they're headed. Tails tells him that they're headed to Angel Island. A few fourth wall breaks later, and now we're on Angel Island. Knuckles is patrolling Angel Island until he notices the Death Egg on the island. After claiming there's the 5th big object to land on this island, he investigates the area and finds Eggman lying on the ground. A conversation ensues between the two, and Eggman tells Knuckles that there's a blue hedgehog and a yellow fox on their way to the island to steal the Chaos Emerald, and Knuckles' rocks. What? Knuckles instantly believes Eggman without hesitation and heads out to stop Sonic and Tails. We then see Sonic and Tails making their arrival to the island. Sonic claims Tails is flying way too slow, so he jumps off and goes super. I like this little stop motion animation I did for Sonic and Knuckles' first encounter, and I'd say it still looks good to this day. After having the super knocked out of him, Sonic just lets him have it, just yelling out all his pent up frustrations. Sonic, on the verge of starting a brawl with Knuckles, gets cut off by Knuckles himself, saying that he can't have Sonic stealing his rocks after getting that tip from Eggman. He tells Sonic that he'll be stopping him along the journey and just leaps off to who knows where. For the 3rd time in a row in this saga, Tails shows up and just summarizes what they plan to do on the island, just like the last 2 times. Sonic looks deep into the camera, and while clearly frustrated, he proceeds to head out and find Knuckles and /or Eggman. Now, this is the first instance where I did the whole green screen spazzing out thing, and while I still want to excuse the laziness, at least it was the first time, so it gets some kind of pass. Once arriving at the green screen version of Hidden Palace, Sonic confronts Knuckles, letting his emotions get the better of him, and they both start fighting. After some time, they both fall down, and suddenly they're back at the beginning. We see Eggman with all the Chaos Emeralds flying back to the Death Egg to power it back up using the Emerald's power. In case you're wondering why it's not the Master Emerald, it's because at the time I didn't have a Master Emerald model, and those small emeralds were the only thing I could find because I didn't know they were in the Sonic pack at the time. Nonetheless, this is what I went with. Sonic, once again frustrated that Eggman has the Chaos Emeralds, asks Knuckles if there's an easy way to get up to the sky, potentially space if possible. To which Knuckles recommends he goes through the Sky Sanctuary. Before leaving Sonic on his own, he asks him to please bring back his rocks as they are valuable to him. He goes to cry in a corner, and we see Sonic and Tails blitz through Sky Sanctuary on the tornado. Sonic reaches the Death Egg to find that Eggman has his new Death Egg robot. There's an explanation as to why the Death Egg robot looks different, and that's because at the time Jordan was telling me that the Death Egg robot should change since it was being used every time at the end. So I found a different Death Egg robot model on the Steam Workshop, and now here it is. Sonic, for once now excited to fight Eggman since he's upgraded robot, tries to get the first shot but ultimately misses. Eggman, using the robot's arm, grabs Sonic by the throat and starts trying to choke him out while gloating that he'll beat Sonic using the power of the Chaos Emeralds. However, Sonic reminds him that he can also use their power and transform into Super Sonic. Eggman, out of desperation, decides to blow up the Death Egg, hoping Sonic dies in the explosion. Once he's clear from the area, he gloats to himself, claiming victory over Sonic until we see Sonic pull a Goku with that line where he says, and crashes through the Death Egg robot, causing it to no longer function. One of the funniest things to me about this episode is that while the robot falls, we can hear Eggman scream, and keep in mind, we're in space. We shouldn't even be able to hear him, but he's so angry that he lost to Sonic once again that his screams were able to be heard in space. Just something about that is so hilarious to me. Once Sonic claims victory, he flies back to Angel Island to deliver the good news to Knuckles. Knuckles, not seeing any rocks being presented to him, instantly assumes Sonic failed in his mission, only for Sonic to pull out all of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, leaving them with Knuckles for safekeeping. He finishes the conversation by telling Knuckles that he's gonna go find Tails, get on the plane, and head home, and maybe take a vacation from all the adventuring. I like that I actually had Sonic get burnt out from the constant Eggman attempts to take over the world, which I'd like to say is a nice attention to detail. Once on the plane, Sonic asks Tails to take him home, and that's where the saga ends. Well then, wasn't that just a trip down memory lane? I feel as though the first and second video are good standing alone. Towards 3 and Knuckles plus CD, it seemed like I was running out of ideas on what to do towards the end. I'm glad 3 and Knuckles wasn't as lazy as CD, because as you can see, there is some action in there that isn't like the snooze fest that is stupid Sonic CD. Overall, looking at the series, you could skip Sonic CD entirely and you got an enjoyable 10-minute binge of all 3 episodes. I someday want to do some type of remake with these, but I can't guarantee it'll be anytime in the future. It'll be a while from now before I even think about giving those 3 a remake. However, I do plan to give Stupid Sonic CD a remake, as that episode was just pure laziness, and frankly, not the best way to celebrate the series' 1-year anniversary. But aside from all that, I think that's all I got to say on the series. In the end, the Stupid Sonic series is a fun, enjoyable watch, and I think you can enjoy it for what it is. Thank you guys for watching. As I've said before in another one of these type of videos, I've been trying to branch out my content and trying to branch out to other styles of videos, so this is really fun to do. Although these videos do take a while to make, I'm not entirely burnt out immediately making these. I think after like 7 of these videos, I'll take a break from them, but for now, I can say these type of videos are here to stay for a while. Anyways, just one more thing. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like as it helps out the channel. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you know when the next video comes out. Aside from that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.